Scarborough, and we are here at Yoga Lola Studios, which is also going to become the home for Art, Movement, and Life Skills Academy for teens and young adults. So our school is all about bringing creativity, movement, and life skills to the population that needs it the most, which are our teens and our young adults. So I'm here with Raina, and I'm here with Rachel Malley. Rachel is the co-owner. Raina is our beautiful interviewee, so she's going to be interviewing us today. So Raina, take it away.
Yeah, so start with Rachel. Why do you want to start a creative center like this academy?
So creativity is so important in life, and it really is the first thing that we kind of push off of the to-do list, and it really should be entwined in everything that we do. And really the way to get that into our lives as adults is to learn it when we're young. And so we really wanted to foster creativity. We both had a tremendous opportunity to have environments and families from a young age where we were able to do creative things, gardening and cooking, and and I've been an artist. I started with my grandmother when I was like 3 years old, and so I've been very fortunate to pursue it in my life, and I want to share that with other people.
Yes, thank you. And Lola, how long have you worked with young people and dreamed of working with young people?
Well, I had 4 of my own, and I was the oldest of 8, so I've been doing young people pretty much all of my life.
Mm-hmm.
In a professional category, I really started working with youth and teens about 15 years ago, and it's just changed my life. I really like working with teens, as long as they're not my own kids, right? I really like working with teens and young adults because they're so open and they're looking for guidance, even if they don't know that they are. And a lot of times it's easier for a teen to talk to someone who's not a parent and to get guidance from someone who's not a parent. So I've been dreaming about really growing my life skills practice as a teen and youth coach. And Rachel and I met, and we kind of put our skills together, and this became our vision. So it's a long-held dream, very long-held dream.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Rachel, what is your vision for
So-
this?
So as well, I've had a very long time dream of starting a type of art center, and I have gone through. It's a natural progression from all of my education, art degree, and then art therapy degree, and I've been an art educator for 20 years about. And so when Lola and I met, and her life coaching, we just, in our interest and love of teens, being able to instill and foster in their development was just something we're really passionate about. So we wanted to offer for a community of people to work together with families and to foster that creativity and to teach the life skills that are so important after this pandemic that we've been going through. We really are seeing how important it is to know how to manage your money and be discerning with advertisement and what you can quickly get consumed with consumerism, and we want to teach that critical thinking and the creativity, which is really what makes us individuals,
Right.
instead of just a herd going with the what's ever the most popular thing at the time. We wanted to be able to develop free thinking, and so thank you.
That's a good answer. And Lola, how would you say this groomed you to, how was your background groomed you to do this kind of work?
Well, again, like I said, I kind of started out as the oldest of 8, so I've been groomed for a long time. I added the movement part of my career into my life about 20 years ago. So I've studied yoga, I've studied all sorts of physical fitness modalities, and even before I officially started working with young people and teens in a life coaching or movement type of environment, I was always picking teens and people up, you know, for forever. And so I'm so naturally drawn to them, but then my education has really helped me refine that. I know a lot about how teens' nervous systems develop. I know a lot about what's required for teen nutrition. I've intensively studied, and I'm degreed in various nutritional and movement modalities, as well as having a specialty in life skills training for teens and young adults. So I've been doing it a long time, and like I said, I love it. It's fun.
Yeah. And so you're going to be working with students using art. How can you, what if people say, I can't do art? How are you going to do that with, both capable and people who think they're not capable?
That's a really great question. So anybody can learn from art. Art is really an extension of ourselves. And so we gain self-awareness. It's very similar to our writing. So we gain self-knowledge, self-awareness. We're able to contain our emotions through art, and it develops us spiritually. There's so many, like the creative movement as well. There's so much that can happen that it's almost magical when you put the movement and the art and all of the creativity, things of writing together, drama. And so we're looking to really, and it's fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so it makes really life worth living when you have something that you're so passionate, like the arts, about. So
if a parent has a kid who thinks they can't do art, this could definitely be for them.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to just really instill that confidence, and that's really what that's all about. If they feel like, they're not creative, I hear that from adults a lot of times, and the reality is that we're all born with creativity. It's inherent in us, and so what happens is we just get out of touch with it. And so just to bring it back, it's life-changing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a great answer. And so what are some of the benefits that you think the youth will get from this program?
Well, they'll develop muscle coordination, they'll have a much greater understanding of nutrition, they'll learn how to focus, which is a real problem for youth these days. Not only a lack of exercise, but the inability to focus on anything for any length of time. So one of the things that we'll be developing are different modalities that begin to teach kids how to calm down, settle down, ground down, and focus so that they can do better at school, so that they can do better as friends with listening skills. One of the things Rachel and I have talked about a lot is it's so important to learn how to listen. And that's something, I'm no longer a young pup. I'm still working on that one. So we will see significant improvement in brain function from the movement. We'll see significant improvement in all kinds of awareness around from doing the art. It just, things happen in the brain when you do art. And from the life skills program, we'll be going shopping, we'll be looking at food ingredients, we'll be doing all kinds of outside field trips that really prepare teen and youth to make good, solid decisions as young adults.
Yeah. And so I'm assuming this will be a group setting, and how is a group setting going to benefit every student,
So in life, we have systems where we're part of, and it starts with our family. And so every time that we're participating in a group, we're learning how to work with different personalities and different people, and what our roles are in those groups. And so the group can also really support the individual. And so we're really wanting to instill that it takes a village and how to work within and benefit from a community. And because, so much of society is a lot about the individual and in America, and it's really easy for especially teens, starting as teens, to start to isolate. And when we learn how to handle conflict, because when we're with people, there is going to be conflict. But when we really learn how to manage our emotions and identify what's going on and how to handle the conflict appropriately, work through it, and build our confidence through it, then we're more prepared to work with groups and teams, in jobs, in families of our own later down the line as well, and stay together and to keep that family unit intact, because that's an issue in our society. Since families just there's a lot of division and separation, and so we want to give the teens as much possible opportunity to meet the best of their potential.
Yeah, so y'all shared a lot of great information, and I'd love to know when did you first meet Rachel, and how did this relationship come about, and how did y'all decide to do all this?
Well, it was synergetic. She came and took a couple of the courses that we were doing here, one of which was a yoga course, and we knew right away that we clicked and that we were very similar in really good ways, and then we were dissimilar in ways that created more strength and bonding in a relationship. Because an artist, I am not. I'm very creative, but an artist, I am not. So I'm going to learn from Rachel. I'm going to learn from the kids how to open up and just let that part of myself fly and be. But we became very good friends. So as we talked and we saw that we had similar dreams, the vision grew and it named itself. And the next thing you know, here we are. We're organizing a business together to work with teams and really bring good things to our community.
Yeah.
So did you have anything you wanted to share around that, Rachel?
Yes, we met, and it's really interesting how we met, because I just felt kind of drawn to Lola's studio. And it was right after I graduated from my art therapy degree. And so it was as if this preparation had been going on already.
Right.
And so it was just the right timing. And, our dreams and our visions, they go together. They met and they meet. And it's very rare to have that. I haven't had that in my life much before. So I know that I appreciate that it's a very special thing, and really looking forward to seeing this dream and vision become a reality.
We are more together than we are separate, right?
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
so can you share a success story with a past student or anybody in your life that you've worked with kind of using art?
Yes, there's one story in particular I'm thinking about with anxiety, because anxiety is such a prevalent thing in society, and it is really tough to not be anxious when there's so many things causing so much fear, and there's uncertainty, and we've been really experiencing that lately. And so with art, it's really it just grounds people, and it really releases a lot of that fear, and you're able to kind of mirror yourself with your art. And so the student I had, she would cry every single day, and couldn't even sit with the group. She was just so emotionally distraught. And so I began to have her go sit a little bit apart from the group, and just gave her some art assignments that she you could see a whole change in her demeanor immediately once she picked up those art materials and started working. She went into another place, and she forgot all about that fear. And then when I was able to help her reflect on it, she would just tell me all about it, and you could see how it was a symbol for everything that was going on in her mind, even though she couldn't talk about it. She couldn't verbalize and articulate all of her emotions and why she was feeling these things. But through that art, it was able to almost speak for her.
Right.
And so there was a huge change in her, and it does take some time, but it didn't take, years, and it was real. It was not just something that was a superficial coping mechanism or something. It was a real change where she came to the group, she stopped crying, she started being able to just be soothed.
Oh, that's a great story. And so you've worked with students too, and people and young adults, and do you have a success story that you would like to share?
I do. I have a lot of them, but one kind of stands out to me because she was, I think, maybe 18 or 19 when she first started coming to see me. But she was so anxious that she couldn't even get her makeup on and get out the door to go to work, and she would just break down. She had no idea how to go to the grocery store, get her food, bring it back, prepare it. So she was completely unable to take care of herself, and it was a serious anxiety problem. So it took us about 2 years to really get her on her feet, and we worked together once or twice a week, almost every week of those 2 years. But she is such a beautiful success story. She's now in a relationship that she's been in for 3 years with a lovely man, with a lovely stepdaughter, and they're talking about getting married. She's able to get out the door, get her work done, she can fold her clothes, put them in the drawer. She was terribly anxiety-ridden. And she's such a dear and beautiful girl, and it just makes me feel so good to see her thriving now. And so now we talk. I don't have to counsel her anymore. She's off on her own. She's fine. She's spread her wings, and it's a beautiful thing to see.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so what would the benefit for the parents be putting their kids in this?
So it's kind of the group setting question again on that is, you can expect to have your teens and young adults in better communication with the family, better relationships between the siblings. That is so important, and it's tough for a lot of siblings or parents to know how do we get these siblings to get along better, because they're the ones that are going to be there for each other long after the parents are gone. So it's a very important relationship. And the isolating, we're hoping will be less. And the open communication, it's so important for the teens to be able to talk to you, to the parents. And that's, again, we want to partner with you to just be the village that is there to help, build those relationships.
Yeah. And so what would the structure of the program kind of look like?
Well, we will this summer we're starting in July. We're going to offer 3 one-week intensives, but that's kind of a special thing. We were going to start earlier, but the coronavirus happened.
Yeah.
So this is the way we're going to handle the summer. But typically we'll have classes on Wednesday and Friday nights, and they'll be 3.5-hour classes. And depending on the program that we're working, we'll be focusing on different life skills building blocks from a company that is evidence-based in their life skills program. And when parents come in, we'll talk to them about that program. But we'll be working through that. We'll be doing field trips. We'll be doing movement that includes things like hula hoop, basketball, yoga postures for movement. We won't be teaching yoga per se, but we will be doing yoga as a fitness practice.
Yeah.
We'll be teaching them how to concentrate. We'll be teaching them how to manage their emotions through creative expression, through breath, and again, through movement. My son had a coach. My son liked a lot of attention, so he was always acting out in school. But he had a coach that would take him out and would make him run laps. And when my son got back into the classroom setting, he was so much calmer. So exercise plays a critical role
Yeah.
in managing the nervous system of youth, because your nervous system doesn't stop developing until you're 24 to 26 years old.
Yeah.
So it's really important. So we'll be bringing all of these things in, really rounding the kids out. And as our school grows, and it will, because this is a very important program, we will be adding more evenings and or maybe even some daytime classes if that works for parents
Yeah.
and the kids later on
Yeah.
in the school's maturity.
Yeah, so it sounds like y'all have got a really awesome program coming for all of these young adults, and I'm glad I'm able to ask some of these questions, and I'm excited to see what y'all have coming.
And thank you. Yeah, thank all of our viewers for
Yes.
joining us and letting us share a little bit about what we're doing. You can find our website at amlsacademy.com, and you can also reach out to us by email at info@amlsacademy.com. And we have a phone number, but I don't know it. Do you know it, Rachel?
832-849. That's it.
Okay. All right.
It will be put somewhere. for
It's
y'all.
on the website.
Yes,
It's on
we
the
have
website.
we have a Facebook page as well, so it's on the Facebook page, it's on our website. And by the time you come to our open house, which is
It is June 17th at 6:30.
at 6:30, we'll know the phone number by then.
Yes.
Yes. That's awesome.
All right, thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you so
Thank
much.
you.
Bye now.